Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Austin. Austin is from New York in the USA. So let's see what Austin has to say. Enjoy the interview. Hello.
Hello.
Hello Austin, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you so much. Thanks for taking the time for the interview, appreciate.
Oh, I love how random it was to have this interview. And also, I just got out of a great interview for a job. So I'm hoping that I get that.
Amazing, good luck.
Austin, how's your day going? Yeah, you're gonna ask me a bunch of questions. You're gonna explain the rules. I'm gonna be quiet now. Just gonna.
No. Please, let's talk. Of course, let's talk. I've been well actually. I'm in Canada right now. I'm in Montreal. I'm not far from you actually.
Oh my God, it's right next to Alabama, right? I'm just kidding. Montreal's the French part of Canada. I hope most Americans know that.
So I've been in Canada for Christmas and for New Year's Eve as well, and I came to meet my godson. So it's been cool. It was snowing last few days, so it's been very white and nice. It's amazing to be here. Yeah. Austin, before we start the game, so tell me where you're from.
Originally, I'm from Georgia, but I grew up in Miami, Florida.
Huh?
Yep. And so I guess 2 states. I claim both of them because I grew up in the South, so I claim part of the South, but I feel like when I came out, I moved in with my, first my aunts, but then my best friend's family, they're Cuban Puerto Rican. And so I claim both Miami and Georgia, and I also claim I am a giant gringo.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
And so where are you living now?
I live in New York City.
New York City. And what's the best part of living in New York, in your opinion?
I used to say the subways. I'm just kidding. I do think the subway is the biggest equalizer. The best part, I think, are the people. I love how all these people have to live together and hopefully live together with loud, beautiful interactions. And I love Broadway too. I think that's a great gym that I'm sad is down, but I'm happy is down to be safe.
Absolutely. And what do you do for a living, Austin?
I work in advertising. So right now I'm a social copywriter for Capital One.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. We're working on their Orange Bowl and Rose Bowl and all that magic. And I've never worked on football in my life before. So it's been a very big experience for me, American football. Woo.
Amazing. Right, so before we start our journey, William and the Magic Box, I would like you to tell me something interesting about yourself.
I guess it's sort of interesting about me. I am an identical twin, and my twin is straight.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Wow, that's very interesting for sure.
Yes, he does impersonations of me and I do impersonations of him. It's wonderful. He lives in Buffalo, New York.
So he lives in New York as well?
Yes, which is weird because we never thought we would live in the same states. Usually he stayed down in the South until just recently. Back up north.
Very good. Right, so are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and to share your point of views?
Yep, let's do this. Open that damn box.
Welcome to William and the Magic Box. Lovely box. Ooh. I'm just gonna play a song now just for us to move a little bit before the first question, okay? Let's do it. Kelsey, right, so just before I pick the first question, so through the game, if there is a question that you don't have an answer for, you don't want to answer, always can change, okay? Very friendly. First question for you is, what is your morning ritual?
Oh gosh, before pandemic, it was to walk to the bodega. And now it's just literally get up, use the restroom and open the computer and hope I'm not late for a meeting. As my morning ritual. And then maybe I will then walk to the bodega, but I like to sleep now more than ever.
So do you consider yourself a morning or evening person?
Oh, I am a night owl to the umph degree. I love the night because sleep apnea, and I think that's probably it. It's just sleep apnea. But I don't. I'm not spry in the morning. It takes me a little bit to wake up. Eager.
Next question. Let's do it. Right, Austin from New York. Before the next question, what do you like the most about your job, and what's the most challenging part?
I think what I like the most about my job, I love that we have the ability to change how people are represented and seen. So hopefully that changes in a positive light. And a lot of people say that advertising is evil, and I will agree. I think there's a lot of bad parts to advertising, but there are a lot of good parts of advertising because representation is everything. If we can change the representation and you can see yourself in media and having your voice heard and places to be able to say your things, the things you need, especially in social and in commercials and advertising, even though we're selling things that's true, maybe seeing everyone in a positive light and everyone represented will change our self-image and our self-beings and our self-abilities for the better.
See, and what's the most challenging part?
Oh, the most challenging part, convincing the client of that. Because we actually talk, so usually, unless you're in-house, you talk to a client, and so we have to convince our brands that they need to do things that are world changing and hopefully representation changing. Not to say my client is not hard. They are wonderful people and are always doing really great things for the community, especially now. So I'm really lucky to have a great client.
Very good. Next question for you is, what was your favorite part about school?
My favorite part about school. Okay, I think it was the square pizzas in the lunchroom. They were gross to everyone else. I love them. Friday square pizza. Anyone out there? They look like that tray. Trey had these little like square pizzas. It tastes, I can't even find that taste anymore. You can't find that type of cardboard goodness anywhere else. I also, there were just certain teachers I loved. Jim Pascal, Cindy Walker, Samantha Miller, and I think if we're talking about college, oh my God, Catherine Crown. She's gone, but love that woman. And a few others that I'm forgetting, but the teachers and the lunches are always it. They're always it for me.
And did you like school as a child?
I'm dyslexic, so I had a hard time with school. A lot of, like dog was God. Let's see, lemons was melons. And then as an auditory learner, I think it's just hard. It was harder, but I think also I'm weird and flamboyant and effeminate, and that can be really hard too. But I think it's the people that find you along the way that are saying like, hey, your difference is amazing. So of course school makes us who we are, but then also saying screw school and going your own way can make you who you are too.
Absolutely. Good one. Next question. Let's do it. I'm gonna follow your moves.
This is, oh, you're gonna follow my moves. Great. We're now white man dancing around.
Next question for you is, what's the most beautiful thing someone has ever done for you?
That's a really hard question because there's been so many wonderful moments. So I went to, when I came out, I forgot to, Karen Chase, amazing woman. I hope everyone loves being named during these question things. Okay, so I have just so many wonderful stories. Maylin Albadejo and Angelica Albadejo saying I can come live in their house after some trauma to end my high school. Amazing. But I think one of the most beautiful things was I had to come home for a semester after I came out, and when in my hometown, I got like weird death threats for coming out. Like I came out so young, and like people were bullying me. But my parents, they just wanted to like see me grow up, so they like wanted me to come home. And I came home, and I was having the hardest time because I was trying to be this caricature of what the South expected of being gay, and what I expected, so that people didn't treat me so weirdly being gay. And this teacher, two of them, like Miss Gilbert and Karen Walker, Karen Chase, sorry, getting names. They pulled me aside and they sat me down. They said, you know what? It is enough to just be you. And it is enough to just sit there and not like a situation. You don't have to have a million different things to be just upset with how the world is right now. And I think like that, anyone who's having a hard time or anyone that's upset or anyone that doesn't feel comfortable in where you are, one, you can move, but two, I hope that there is always someone to tell you that no matter what you are and what you're representing, you are enough. And that's such a live, laugh, love thing, but I hope everyone knows it. You are enough. And I think that's one of the most beautiful things that's ever been told to me or done for me.
And saying that about coming out as gay, you had a troubled time. When you came out, what was the reason why you said, okay, today I'm gonna come out, or there's the time, there's something that happened to you, or you just felt like, okay, I just need to be myself from now on, and there was something that you can walk me through, or?
You know, I think it's because my twin was like, he like sounds like this and his voice is pitching down and he's very, very straight acting. That's one of the things. Two, I was like secretly watching a bunch of Queer as Folk. So like, I really wanted to really make like that stance. And I was 11 years old. I was like, I came out that's very like, that's the thing. Like, I believe that's Gen Z is kind of like, they have parties for it and stuff. I didn't really have a party for mine. I just told my parents because I was so so excited. I just remember like being like in the Fantastic Four, like the guy who burst in flames. I was like, flame on. Like I just wanted to be this as big and gay as possible, which was really cool. But I also wanted to show people that it was okay, because I knew so many kids in my school that like were talking about it. They just were so afraid, especially in the South. And so I wanted to be like that weird superhero that was like, I'm super gay. Literally, I am so gay. That's what made me come out. So I just told my mom, and living with my aunts at the time, my aunts are also gay. They were lesbian. So I was like, I want to be like them. And they lived in a lesbian household. And at the time, you know, back in the day in America, there's some weird stuff. You couldn't, you know, serve, you couldn't adopt, and you couldn't marry. I came out before that. And so I also was like, I'm going to change all those things as an 11-year-old. No, I hope I changed at least like maybe don't power clash too often. I think that's the only thing I changed for the gay community at the time.
And for sure, you sharing that story, for sure, people watching the interview, you're gonna change some people's minds for sure.
I hope they hear this angry kazoo voice and they're like, okay, my angry kazoo voice works too. It's a beautiful voice.
Very good. Next question, Austin. Let's do it. Next question for you is, which bad habits you wish you could stop?
Oh, I just did it and literally went through 4 days of horrible withdrawal. Smoking.
Oh.
Woof. Yes, I don't like smoking anything right now, but smoking cigarettes has been my stressor through the pandemic. Like going through a pack a day, which is really gross. That's why my voice sounds bad. And I think he's done for now. I went cold turkey, and we're on day 5 actually. Yep, day 5. Woo!
How long you were smoking for?
Since I was 25, so now it's been 5 years. I mean, I was always the girl outside the bar who was drunk, who was like, "Can I just have one? I just need one." But then I bought my own pack, and that was a death sentence. So I'm hoping not to destroy my lungs anymore. One of my friends said to like find straws. I think I have one around here. But yeah, straw would probably work if I ever get the urge, or patches. But smoking's bad, kids. Don't smoke.
Good for you that you stop it. Very good for you.
Yeah, we're trying.
Next one. Let's do Austin, before the next question, as you have a twin brother, what's the biggest similarity between both of you, and what's the biggest difference?
We're actually isometric. So 1 in 10,000 twins, that's like the average, are mirrors of each other. So like originally he was left-handed and then they changed his hand, which I don't agree with, but and I was right-handed. His hair goes this way, mine goes that way. He's actually really skinny right now because he's in the military, and I like to eat ho-hos and not in the military, but thank you for his sacrifice and service. I think our biggest similarities is that we look alike. Our biggest non-similarities is that he likes women and I like men. Just kidding. Actually, I think it's everything. I think he likes red and I like green. He likes grape jelly. I can't stand it. He when he gets frustrated, he definitely is way more out and loud about it than, and I am someone who stews. I brood. He is very much a great camaraderie leader, and I am very much a person, I hope, that just brings people together to hang, but he can definitely bring a pack together and do that. I don't know, there's a lot of things that I think my twin and I are different, and the things I think we're the same are, we have the same weird grievances over like fears. Like our biggest fear is swimming in water at night, is that, and this is impossible, it's an irrational fear, but an anglerfish, those things with the glowy things, will come up and eat us. And that is why both of us don't like swimming at night in the water. And I think that's funny because we never asked each other. And my best friend asked us at different times when we were living in Hawaii and found out the same answer. And I was like, that's weird that we both have the same fear of an anglerfish. But he's a great individual. I highly recommend him. He is single right now, ladies. So go for Thomas.
I invited him for the interview in the Magic Box. You never know.
You should invite him for an interview. I really hope one day we find out that the Magic Box is this beautiful like allegory, or that you were just using this to get everyone's password information for all of those answers.
Both of them. Both the answers.
Yep. Both answers. Cool, great. Awesome. That's great.
And actually, in the future as well, after I do with him in the future, like this really the Magic Box season 3, I'll get you both together to do it. It'll be amazing to have both on the show together.
Yeah, you should. Oh God, we barely talk. We actually really don't talk. But yeah, let's see how that goes.
Next question for you is, very good question. If you're not yourself, would you like to be yourself, and why?
You know, I like to phrase that a different way. When I was in my little master's program, not done with it yet, but I heard one of my mentors say, I think it's Tegan and Sarah's song also, but if you met you, would you like you? I think that's more like my thing, where I go with, I think right now at pandemic me, I don't know if I like the person that I have become, but I like that I'm aware enough to try and change it and try and better myself. It was not the trajectory I was going for, and I don't think it was anyone's trajectory for the pandemic. But if I met myself right now, I think I'd be like, we're doing okay. I like you. And I think that's important too, is to always, see how you are with yourself and check in with yourself like that.
And if you had the opportunity to meet yourself, which advice would you give to yourself right now?
What device would I give to myself?
Advice. What is
advice? I'd like younger self?
No, for you now. Like for example, as you said right now.
Oh God, if I met myself now, I'd be like, girl, get out of the job you're in and go get back on Match and try and be vulnerable with people. Just be a little more vulnerable. You don't gotta be funny all the time. Just be vulnerable.
All right. Good. Next one. Next question for you is, if you won the lottery, what would be your first big splurge?
World peace. No, I think all of the people in my life I would try. I don't know, how much are we winning? How much are we winning here? How much is this lottery win? Is this scratch off for like 25,000, or did I go real big?
Let's say the biggest prize ever.
I would help Pearl Dick. Pearl Dick, who is also an incredible mentor. She runs Project Fire and Firebird. I hope I'm getting that right. She helps gunshot wound victims and trauma victims in the South Side of Chicago blow glass. I learned how to blow glass from her. I would help her first. I'd help my mother get out of whatever she needs to get a weird beach house. And then the Albade has wonderful people. I would help all of them and probably be like, get me out of this 315 square foot apartment studio and get a better apartment. But I'd ask an accountant also, how much can I give away and still be comfortable with my life? Because I do believe that self-preservation is very important in being philanthropic. There it is. There's a word.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good for you, Austin. Very
Sure,
good.
let's hope. That, or I'm gonna waste it all on chocolate and drugs. Depends on where the world goes with COVID.
Next question. Before the next one, and what's the most challenging part of living in New York, in your opinion?
Oh, what's the most challenging part? I take too many Ubers. All my friends will tell you that. But the most challenging part, oh God, I think it's the pandemic right now, because no one lives here unless you're very wealthy for the space you live in. And that's the hard lesson we learn when a pandemic swipes through. So I would say it's finding the spaces to get out of your apartment during these type of times. Like right now, I don't know if you know, but Broadway's closed, right? They closed it down for 10 days. They've closed a few restaurants in Astoria and Brooklyn, and I live on the Upper West Side. I don't know any that are up here that closed, but it probably happened. But in that time, it's just making sure that you get out. Besides that, I think it's like any other place except it's got 8 million people, which isn't even the smallest city I've lived in. I've lived in Buenos Aires, and I've lived in, I believe, I might get this wrong. Is Madrid's population bigger?
The New York?
Probably not, but I know Buenos Aires is, so wah, wah, woohoo. That's a mega city. I have lived in bigger cities. I think everyone thinks that New Yorkers are hard. And to that I say, they are coconuts. Get through their hard shell, and it's all milk in the middle.
Ooh, good one. Good one. Next question is, what is the best first date have you ever been on?
It still hasn't happened yet. God, what was a really good first date?
Or a funny one, could be funny, interesting, or unforgettable.
No, I'm gonna say it. That's my answer. It still hasn't happened yet. Best first date still hasn't happened yet. I'm single, ready to mingle. Someone out there take me on a good first date. You like ginger cubs? He's right here in a very small apartment.
Oh, and for this date that is watching the interview right now, what is this date person needs to do to impress you on the first date?
Oh God. Just you choose the place to eat. I'm so tired of people being like, I'm not picky. You know what? I'm not either, but just say a place you want to eat. The bar is so low, but I am so excited for someone to be like, this place, this time you make decisions. And I understand grown adults make somewhere between 4,000 and 7,000 decisions a day. But just make that one. That's impressive to me.
Good.
Thanks for my rant. That was great. Mm-hmm.
Next question, Austin. Let's do it. Next question for you is, which question you'd like to be asked?
Oh no, what? I'd like to be asked about your favorite question to be asked.
Ooh.
Yep, meta, go for it. Tell me the favorite question you've ever answered.
All right, you put me in the spot now. Okay, I'll take the challenge.
I'll
take the challenge. I think one of the let's say unforgettable question that somebody asked me was how did you start the Magic Box? How this project came along? So that's, I think, one of the things that people have asked me for the show, and I think it's I think I like when people ask me that, so I could share that special moment that happened to me last year when the COVID crisis hit for the very first time, and the world was, you know what I mean, shake. No one knew what was happening. Everyone didn't know what's gonna come. What the first time you were faced something like that. This, you know what I mean, time now. So yeah, I think it was something that came out of a very dark place, but I'm sure the creativity around the globe, people, they found a way to survive, and they found a way as well to be more creative and to share their creativity around the globe.
Yeah, I also like reading all the studies that show that like our brains are like literally having COVID responses without having COVID. You may not even have it, with brain swelling and like brain fog and like ADHD type symptoms and depression. And yet we're still being resilient, mother. That's right, I didn't say the F word, but I mouthed it because we should. I hope that we become more resilient, but I also hope that we all hoped at the beginning of this would we become more empathetic. And I don't think we did it, but I hope maybe emerging from this we will. But I hope maybe just understanding is still something we need to know. I feel like we go through waves. We go through waves of saying everyone should be used to it now. And then we go, oh my God, how long did it take us to get used to the other part of humanity? How long did it how long was that? That was thousands of years. So pandemic life is weird, and getting used to it is still weird. Gotta say.
Very good. Next question. Let's do it. Before the next question, Austin, as you mentioned that you were born in August in Georgia, yeah? How long you were born in? How long were you there for? Living in?
I was there. Let's see. I came out when I was 11, so I moved when I was 12. Came home for holidays, something like that. Came back for one semester. And then I came back to Atlanta because I followed a dude that I liked after college, and went to Creative Circus for portfolio school, which if anyone doesn't know that wants to do advertising, if you want to do the creative portion, I highly recommend going to portfolio school. And that's just because you have to have one, I hope, to get into most ad firms. You could even do that before you do college.
Ooh.
There you go.
And when you think about your childhood in Georgia, what's the best memories that comes to your mind genuinely?
Fall, bonfires, staying up late for theater shows to see my sibling come out of, let's see, the South, Christmas May in the South, an accent that sounds like this, going over to the Bilodeau residence and watching their family have wonderful holiday celebrations, fried green tomatoes, and the movie and the food, Steel Magnolias, because Drink Your Juice, Shelby. I think growing up with Southern gays was the best and worst advice I ever got, because I was part of the youngest member of the Gay Men's Chorus at the time of South Florida, and got really weird advice from them of how to date and also how to have coitus with other men. I think that was wonderful, because I also count Florida as part of the South. So there you go.
Very good. Next question for you is, what did you think was the most challenging part of being a kid?
Oh my gosh, I remember like sitting and being like, we have to wear pants every day. I remember like putting on socks and being like, I hate this. I remember also like everyone else had such a big imagination, and I did not. My twin even had an imaginary friend. So did my older sibling. King Pony was my older sibling's. My brother's was Batman. I had nothing. I was like, why? And I remember cutting and pasting. I just found this out recently. In kindergarten and pre-K, I was sent home repeated times because I had told the teachers that it was such a waste of time to cut and paste. And I still to this day I agree. I think cutting and pasting and coloring it all inside the lines are such a waste of time. Because either I'm lazy or don't follow directions well, or my hand-eye coordination is really crappy. I also think, I don't know why there's a fork in my hand now, PE sucked. I had to run the mile every Tuesday and Thursday, and I remember in middle school, they would race the two big kids, and I was a lot bigger than I am now, but they would have us run, and we'd always finish the laps, and on each side there'd be kids cheering for us to go and finish, and both of us would just look at each other being like, we're so big and so not into this, and we cannot believe this is happening. And it would happen every week. I hated PE. What a piece of crap that was. There's a few things.
Right, I have 3 questions left for you, okay?
Let's go.
Do it. Next question for you is, what do you consider most romantic?
Being vulnerable, someone saying your name at the end of a sentence and meaning it, and knowing where you want to eat for dinner. I'll say it again, just know where you want to go eat for dinner. It's romantic as hell for me. Make the decision. I love a domineering person, especially when it comes to restaurants.
Do you find yourself a spiritual person? Oh, sorry, a romantic person?
A romantic person. You know, I have not. Some stuff happened along COVID's little journey that I have not felt intimate or romantic for a little hot second. But I do believe he'll come back. He'll spark up. So yeah, sure, I'll be romantic eventually again.
Very good. Good one. Remember that the date is watching the interview, yeah? Imagine your date.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm. Hello, boys. I'm still here. I need to get a haircut.
Next question. 2 left. Right. Next question for you is, what is the best gift have you ever received and from whom?
Received. Ooh, I consider myself a good gift giver. Oh my gosh, I love this. I love this. It's the Albadejo family. Okay, so I had my 17th birthday. I was going to South Beach with my aunts, and at the time, they told me it was gonna be like a birthday party, maybe. I don't even know. But I went, and it was like 8 other women's birthdays and mine, and they forgot to bring me cake. So my best friend who came with me was like, this is not your birthday party. I don't know what we're at, but it's not. But I was like, it's okay. My aunts did this or something. And my best friend was like, it's not okay. It's not okay. And so they tried their damnedest to get people to come to a surprise birthday party, but no one could come the next day. They could not come, and I didn't even know about it. So all they did was at the time I wanted to be an actor, and they made this cake. The mom, Maylin and Angelica, made a cake that had Playbill, and they had my face on it. And they made my favorite food at the time was chicken fettuccine Alfredo, and they had tarot cards. And all we did was sit up all night, reading each other's tarot cards and eating cake. And it makes me like teary-eyed, just like how much Angelica was like, this is not okay. And it's, like every birthday should be big. And I think that was really awesome, because I barely do receive gifts where I'm like, oh my God, that's awesome. But I do love giving gifts. That's my love language.
Very good. Again, the date is already excited about you.
Oh yeah. Hello. Hi. Woo! It's probably like some like zebra somewhere. It's like, I can't wait. Some animal. All right, go for it.
Last question. Let's do it. Right, Austin, before the last question, did you and your twin brother ever had like a funny moment when you pretend being somebody else, between both of you for some reason or not?
Actually, Rami Malik, I hope I'm saying it's Malik, went to my theater school. I went to one of the theater schools. He has a better twin story. My twin story was that I have twin speak. We used to switch all the time when I was in elementary school. Like we'd switch. and we'd see how long it would take like the teachers to realize blah blah blah. But if twin magic ever does exist, like, you know, like apparently we have a language, like when we were kids, so we didn't speak, like we just know. And I still I have those feelings with Thomas. I think one of the most eerie ones I had with Thomas was like, I woke up in the middle of the night, like crying, just crying. And I think it was like, I think it was like 20, because Thomas was deployed to Afghanistan. And I called my mom and I was like, oh my God, something happened, something blew up, something's blown up. And my mom was like, oh my God, he just called, he's fine. But something did just blow up in front of him and he almost lost his life. That's weird twin speak. The other one is he fell out of, I think, a tree and broke his arm. And I was in geometry class. We went to 2 different schools, and I screamed a curse word very loud, and my arm was hurting for no apparent reason. And then I came home, and Thomas had, I think, like dislocated something. I can't remember, but he had hurt himself. I screamed, got detention for making a curse word, but he was at a totally different place, and I was not hurt at all.
Oh, wow, that's very interesting. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't know if that exists at all, but there's some weird case studies for you.
For sure. Last question for you is, what's the best advice have you ever given?
This is advertising. We're not saving lives. Unless you're doing pharma advertising, and then you do need to write that copy correctly for the medicine they're taking. No, I think I heard this. I think like Harvey Fierstein said this, that gay guy, eat dogs, fight. I can't even do his, I'm not gonna do his voice, but he has something like that. In one of his movies, he says, never let your light dim to let someone else's shine, or the whole world gets darker. And I think I've told that on multiple occasions. And then again, I think I've also just know you're enough. That's the big thing. Just know you're enough, because there are plenty of people out there that are hoping to be just like you, and maybe it's just one other person, but there's so many people who would love to be where you're at. Not saying that your plight or anything is not worth telling people. Please be empathetic. Just be empathetic. Those are my things.
Very good, very good. It's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game. Okay, I'm going to give you some words, and you just tell one word that comes to your mind.
Murder. Oh, we're not there.
You're funny. Let's start with family. One word.
Found.
Money.
Want.
Love.
Need.
Life.
Okay.
Sex.
If we must? No. Yay!
How about politics? One word.
Empathy.
Religion.
Hyphens. You do you, boo.
Fear.
Always.
Friendship.
Necessity.
Desire.
Nah. Yay.
Regrets.
Don't.
Success.
Opinion.
One word for wish.
Tomorrow.
Happiness.
Opinion.
One word for Georgia.
South.
Florida.
Man.
And one word for New York.
Love.
One word for advertisement.
Depends.
Last one now, USA.
We'll get better, hopefully.
Good.
That's not
Right, let's play now Austin and the Magic Box, and you can ask me a question. Right, you can ask me a question now, Austin.
One question only? Okay.
Oh, I'm getting nervous.
How do you conquer your biggest fear, and what is it? It's two-parter. So yeah.
I love it. I love the question. Right. I think what I conquered, my biggest fear is facing it and accepting it, facing my fear. I think when I face it and accepting, and that's the way I conquer it, because it's the only way you can do it. You know, you cannot put it under your bed. You cannot put outside your house. You need to be friend with it. You need to understand why. Talk to your fear. Talk to your fear. See why it's so strong. Why it's trying to take over you.
So if you were fearful of a bear, you'd go talk to a bear.
No, I would talk to him, but I'm not afraid of bear anyway.
Oh yeah, okay.
No, but I think it's overall like a fear. When you have a fear, I think the best way to deal with it is for you to try to understand why it's there and accept that's necessary as well. And is necessary and makes is the only way you can grow up or be a better person facing or having a fear. I think it's important. It's important to have those because it makes, yeah.
Yeah, no, I love that answer. I just have the second part, or I guess I'm just gonna make that a little two-part question before I go. What is your biggest irrational fear, and what is your biggest rational fear?
All right. So irrational fear. I think to be alone. I think to get older like alone. I think that's one of the irrational one, and the real one be. Oh my God, I'm very scared of snakes. Oh.
Me too. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, I am always been since a child. I come from Brazil, and it's a tropical country. We have a lot of snakes there, and I remember growing up. My God, every garden I was going through, I was fear of meet a snake somewhere or to see somewhere a snake. So yeah, that's one of my biggest fear.
Well, I don't think you have to fear about being alone, because you can be alone with me anytime you want.
Oh,
that makes us not alone anymore. Yep, that's right.
Are you saying that just because it's very hard now to travel, or you're just...
What? Oh, no, you can be alone with me anytime. I really do. Like, I think I'm part of the only millennials that, like, I call all of my friends all the time. In fact, if they somehow bumble onto this video, they'll be like, yeah, he does. I call people. I love to hear people's voices. Because of like starting with dyslexia, I have a really hard time interpreting text and anxiety with that. So I love hearing people's voices. I love talking to people. And I also have, of course, a big fear of being alone. I think we are humans, we do, but I think also falling in love with being alone with ourselves is wonderful when it's not a pandemic. Because I was doing so good being alone when it wasn't a pandemic.
Absolutely, yeah. Austin, did you have a good time?
I did. Did you have a good time?
I did. Thanks so much for your energy. I love your energy. I love the way you answer the question, the way your jokes, the way you put the question, you get the spice around the question. And I just hope your date is watch the interview now. We're gonna contact you. We're gonna have a great time together.
It could be you. Who knows?
Absolutely, we never know.
That's
no,
it.
before you go, I would like you to share a positive message, a positive quote, something that inspires you in life.
I love going through, this is gonna sound awful. I love hearing what my neighbor Maddie has just read recently. She's an avid reader. She reads up to 300 pages a day of these books. She's a literary agent, but I asked her what tragic story happened and how would we go through it. Yesterday was about literally the reason why I was like, oh, a bear. I think was about a dude being mauled by a bear, but also having horrible family problems. And so we imagined ourselves going through that. That always inspires me of putting myself in other people's shoes, but also just, and I know I talk this whole time, listening to other people. Listening to other people inspires me. So if I ever do shut up, I think that's the most beautiful thing that can inspire you, is holding space for people not like you to say what they need to say.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure. Okay, keep in touch. Merry Christmas. Have a wonderful New Year coming along. Okay.
Yes. Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, all of that. Assalamu alaikum. Like anything we need. I love it. So,
Amazing. Ciao, ciao. Bye-bye.
all right, ciao, ciao.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why you'd like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.